Hey guys, it's Moonlander back with another horror movie review, and today we're going to be looking at a film called Without Name. I rented this on Amazon in the new releases of the horror section. So this movie is about a land surveyor named Eric who is hired by a company that wants him to survey a forest which they intend to develop. And they would like to keep this secret and discreet because it is commercially sensitive. The movie shows Eric leave his wife and son behind. It doesn't show much of their relationship, but it's easy to tell that things are not going well at home for him. So while he's surveying this forest, he will be staying at this house that was previously lived in by a man who was studying the woods, but ended up going mad while doing so. So after Eric arrives at this house he'll be staying at, he begins his work of surveying the forest while he awaits his assistant, who appears to be a college student who turns out also to be his lover. Now while he's waiting for her to show up, he visits a local tavern where he meets a young man who spends most of his time doing shrooms. So after talking to this man, he learns more about the guy that lived in the house he's staying in, and come to find out that he was also a user of shrooms. So Eric's assistant arrives and they decide to do shrooms with this guy that's also living in this forest. So this movie sort of turns into a story of, is this guy also going to go mad himself while being in these woods?
It is not a dream.
So the things I liked about this movie is this forest is beautiful and it is full of amazing shots of the woods. So this movie is done with a very stylized way of filmmaking and is generally pleasant to look at. And I definitely feel the way that this movie was made added to the eeriness. Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough to make this much of a horror movie experience. I never really got a real sense of dread or fear for these characters. I think it might have helped if there was more character development. I mean, I just never really felt any sort of attachment to this guy and what he was going through. So I kind of think that took away from the film experience itself. And I would have to say, by the end of this movie, I couldn't help but wonder if it wasn't just a movie about shrooms. So my final thoughts on this movie is, I mean, it is a eerie sort of movie watching experience, and you know, a somewhat decent type of forest horror kind of movie, but I don't think it's enough to go out of your way for. And it just kind of left me wanting to eat shrooms and go traipsing around a forest. So I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.